NMT engines are trained on material that has been translated in the past, and they learn from that to translate additional new content, but we also train them from aberrations and typos and errors, and the material you're presenting to translate is not as good as we might have hoped. Our NMT engines can be specialized, and they can be specialized to a very narrow domain with very specific terminologies, right? Maybe in a crime scene investigation or in a case there was a dagger involved, and you may translate it into a Swiss Army knife or into a sword or into something very different, a kitchen knife and so on. And keeping the terminology where it needs to be is significant. So an engine that wasn't specialized to the type of weapon or the type of scenario that was met is something that we either want to specialize, and we can, or you can quickly go in and customize it with your glossaries and terminologies. Now, beyond that, the language evolves, the scenarios evolves, there are new terminologies and new words, and again, also people's names, project names, and other things that you, in fact, don't want to see translated. And so that you can very quickly and easily get into the server, into the system, and further refine it as well. One of the real powerful features in our NMT solution, the Pure Neural Server, is the ability to add your own dictionaries. It's something that typically a system manager will maintain, or a linguist, or somebody in your organization that knows the language and knows how to best translate these things that are translated differently by default. So you can maintain it, you can add to it, and it allows you to get to much more precise or consistent translations. We're not the only ones doing dictionaries, but the dictionaries we've seen in the competitors are not sophisticated at the level of parts of speech. They don't recognize the grammatical category or know what are the inflected forms of that thing you just entered. So let's say you put in a word that's an adjective. You may recognize that adjective exactly in that spelling. It's sort of a post-processing mechanism to replace this with that one, right? A different word, a different adjective. But it won't know at the source that, oh, this was also the same thing, but in one of its many inflected forms. It may be a conjugated form of a verb. It missed it. It didn't actually match and use it in translation. So our dictionary system is very sophisticated at that level.